morning, guys. Welcome back to the King in It podcast, baby.
Yo!
With myself, H to the Hizomes, and Captain Bog Trotter.
Oh, no. Every week it's like 50-50 chance. Is he going to be a love or is he going to be an knobhead and just call me something?
No, she is my love. It's Captain B.
I am, but I will also say I am a bog trotter.
At heart.
I am a big Bruce bog trotter because I do love the cake.
So, this season is season 4. If you're brand new around here,
Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
What are you playing at?
How have you just found this episode? So it's worth going back. We've got a few tales from our travels, haven't we, babes?
We do.
So in the previous seasons, we've talked about how we drove a rickshaw from the north to the south of India.
Best trip ever.
That
You will
was
not
class.
believe the shit that went down on that trip. Like, you just
Literally.
can't write it, can you? Well, yeah, and that.
We also talked about the Mongol Rally. If you didn't know, we've done the Mongol Rally.
We definitely have.
Yeah.
We don't mention it often.
No, we don't mention it enough,
But
really.
we should, because it was such a great trip. Like, from Bari to Mongolia to Russia,
To Russia.
through Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, like these places I didn't even know existed.
Mad scenes.
Mad.
So obviously, travel got taken away from us. What?
Gone.
Gone, mate.
See you later.
Ta-da.
Banned.
Brown bread. So this season, Captain Bannister came up with a belter
I did.
of an idea. So every episode we're
Full of
doing...
them.
What?
Full of them.
Full of them.
I'm here all week.
So we've done different topics. So what you're going to expect from this podcast is you're going to learn.
Strange for us to be teaching.
Have you learned? You learned quite a lot
I
this
have.
season, haven't you?
Retainability, nil point.
Nil point.
but the rest, it has been great learning on the go. For sure.
On the go. Literally, we are.
We are.
Every podcast, we're in a different setting. If you're watching this on YouTube, at the moment we're on Anglesey in North Wales.
And we're on a hell of an angle also.
The bus is literally like that.
It is on a massive one. So yeah, we do, if you have just found this random episode, welcome, and we do our podcast in our bus, and at the moment we are travelling Wales.
Yeah.
Just a little info there.
So last week we talked about the world's most brutal prisons.
Oh god, yeah.
That was a mad one, wasn't it?
It was.
Some crazy stories.
Yeah, bottom line, don't go prison. Innit?
Don't go prison. Don't be naughty.
Don't be naughty. Naughty.
Don't be naughty.
Don't be naughty.
This week we are talking about selfless acts
Lovely.
of kindness
Lovely.
and heroism.
Lovely.
So this is going to be a really feel-good episode. You're going to come away from this and be like, do you know what?
You're crying your eyes out.
I might save someone's life today.
Ooh.
You never know.
Or you could just open the door for someone. That'd be nice.
All that.
I feel like we've come to the people of the audience with crime, with killness, and with craziness.
Killness.
Killness.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to sort of lighten the mood, bring it up a beat. And that's what today's podcast is about.
Yeah. So last week, I finished the podcast with a riddle. Amy thinks she's got this one, which is hilarious. She's like, I know it. I know what it is.
And it wasn't until we got off the bloody podcast that he was like, that's not the answer. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, but
I
you
look
didn't-
stupid
But
now.
you didn't say it because I said not to, remember?
No, I know, but I was like, yeah, I know it. I've got this. But, right, what was it?
So the riddle was, the day before yesterday, I was 21, and the next year, I will be 24. When is my birthday?
Now, obviously, you go to, it's a leap year.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about
I was thinking,
the
your birthday's on
words.
February the 29th, which only comes every, four years, is it? So that wouldn't make sense anyway.
It wouldn't make sense, no. So the day before yesterday,
Day before yesterday,
I was 21.
21.
And the next year, I will be 24. When is my birthday?
I don't bloody know.
The answer is December the 31st. Today is January the 1st.
So how is she skipping 3 years then?
She's not.
Yeah, because it's like today I'm 21 and next year I'll be 24.
No. The day before yesterday, I was 21.
So moving on, because I'm not going to get that one.
So if you got that, hats off to you, because that was a tricky one. And it wasn't a leap year like Amy thought it was.
Let me get one at least, Craig.
All right, lads, before we jump into this week's podcast, we're going to give a shout out to the legends over at Surfshark for
Surf.
sponsoring this season.
Yo! Amazing.
Tell us about a VPN then, babes. What do you use it for in your day-to-day life?
But you know what, Craig? You always ask me that. You bloody tell him.
All right, VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. basically like an online bodyguard.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you though,
Hey.
you didn't have your Surfshark on when someone hacked your Facebook, did you?
No.
Rookie mistake from the experts who use this all the
I
time.
know. It
The
wasn't
one
on.
time she didn't have it on, hacked me.
Well, I was trying to watch RuPaul BBC Three in the UK, and it was telling me it doesn't look like you're in the UK, and I was like, bloody hell! I got my Surfshark on because I was trying to watch something else, like another day. So I turned it off, and I swear, like this isn't even a joke. I got hacked. I actually did. So they hacked into my Facebook.
Do you think it's because of all the scare tactics you've been using to try and get people to buy Surfshark?
I know, but this is a legit thing. I was without Facebook for about 3 weeks, and honestly, it felt like there was a little hole in my heart because I'm connected to so many people through Facebook and Facebook alone, you know, friends that I've made through having cancer, friends that we've made on the road travelling that I just wouldn't remember their full names.
Yeah.
To start a whole new Facebook with a whole new bunch of photos and everything. So protect your stuff. So yeah, I'm mad on protection right now. The bottom line is you need to protect yourself.
Protect yourself. So yeah, with Surfshark, not only does it protect you from getting all your information stolen, but you can unlock libraries from around the globe.
Yeah.
So if you just come back from the Maldives, you can go
Lovely.
on Maldives Netflix and see what they're watching over there if you miss it.
Yeah, if you got into the like home and away Maldives
Home and away Maldives edition.
But yeah, so like it unblocks loads of content for you, and it also blocks all the malware, the trackers. It prevents anybody from stealing your information, and it also allows you to like stream sporting events that you couldn't possibly get in your country. So if you want to see a tennis match and it's not being broadcast in the UK, whack on Surfshark, choose your location as maybe Australia, and then it'll just show it for you.
Happy days.
It's very good. We love it.
It is stupidly cheap, but because we're Craig and Amy, aka Kinging It,
Yeah.
we rule our own world.
It's even stupidly
It's
cheap.
stupidly cheap for you people.
Yeah.
So just go to surfshark.deals/RYOW podcast. The offer you will get 83% off and 3 months free. Yes, I did just say 3 months free. What I meant to say was 3 months for free. Been hanging around with Adam too long.
Did you say with?
With. That's what I mean.
Been hanging around with Adam for
With
too long.
Adam. All right, lads. Selfless acts. Here we go. What have you got, babes? Do you want to kick it off?
So I'm going to kick this off with a quote. A quote.
We need some sleep, don't we?
It's really hot. Like summer's just jumped on in there, and the bus is like a greenhouse. If you're watching this, you can see I haven't got a wig on. Mate, it's way too warm for a wig. So jumping in with a quote from Barack Obama himself.
Okay.
Learning to stand in somebody else's shoes, to see through their eyes, that's how peace begins. Which I think is such a lovely, lovely quote.
Yeah, it is nice.
So the definition of kindness, according to the one and only source that we use here, Google, is the quality of being friendly, generous and considerate. Do you have that quality, Craig?
I beg your pardon?
You beg my pardon?
I beg your pardon. I never said peg. I'll peg your pardon in a minute.
Looking forward to it.
I feel like I got those qualities, yeah. And yourself?
Definitely. I feel like I hold too much kindness and empathy for people because, you know, if something bad happens in the world, it's forever on my mind. I'm constantly thinking about people that are in unfortunate circumstances, and I'm just like, oh, I really wish I could help the world.
Yeah.
Being kind is such a lovely thing, but not only does it benefit other people if we're kind to them, it also benefits us. So being kind actively reinforces neural pathways to boost our mind, which can impact our daily lives greatly.
Really?
So clearly our brains enjoy kindness as it boosts serotonin and lowers our stress levels. Being kind often requires courage and strength as it involves the willingness to celebrate and give attention to somebody else. Something you're not quite accustomed to often.
Honestly, take it back.
No.
Evil laugh on you.
Your face, would it? I take it back, out of kindness.
Oh, you are a witch.
Okay, so the title of my first piece is Some Generous Apes May Help Explain the Evolution of Human Kindness. So, wild chimps are known to be hostile and competitive. They've got like this brother ape that are called bonobos. They're ape relative and they have about the same amount of DNA as us. So there's a recent study that found that they gave these bonobo apes a plate of food and they gave them the decision to eat it all by themselves. But they preferred to unlock an unrelated bonobo from a room with a locked door and share the food with them.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they know, though? How do they know the options?
Well, obviously you don't give them an option, but you'd give them the plate.
You just said they had an option.
Well, the decision's there for them. You give them the plate, they either eat it themselves or they'll go, oh, there's a bonobo over there, I'll go and share with him. And they did.
That's mad.
So we kind of get that.
You are not a bonobo ape, then. I'd be still locked in the cage.
If it's fruit, you can have it. If it's cake, don't touch it. But yeah, so you know when somebody yawns and somebody else yawns, it kind of goes in like a little sequence.
Like a knock-on effect.
Yeah, bonobos do that too, which was suggested as being derived from empathy also, which is quite a cool fact.
That is cool. All right, moving on to humans. I've got a crazy story. I've told you about this before.
I'll bet you have.
But I've gone in deep and I found out some more information about this scenario.
Right, go on then.
So there's a fella, right?
I know him.
From New York. His name is Wesley James Autry. He's also known as the Subway Samaritan,
yes,
the Subway Superman,
oh god, yeah,
the Hero of Harlem, and the Subway Hero. He's got a number of AKAs.
Yeah.
So he's a 50-year-old construction worker and a Navy veteran.
Okay, cool.
So the story goes like this. Mr. Autry was waiting for the downtown local at 137th Street and Broadway in Manhattan around 12:45 p.m. He was taking his two daughters, 4 and 6 at the time, home before work. Nearby, a man collapsed, his body convulsing. Mr. Autry and 2 women rushed to help. He said the man, Cameron Holopeter, 20, managed to get up, but then stumbled to the platform edge and fell onto the tracks between 2 rails. Now this is where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
The headlights of the number 1 train appeared, and Wesley says, I had to make a split decision. I'm looking at him shaking and going into another seizure. For some strange reason, a voice out of nowhere said, don't worry about your own. Don't worry about your daughters. You can do this.
No way, in a split second.
So he made a decision and he leapt onto the tracks.
Oh my god.
So this guy's had a seizure, fallen into the tracks, and the train is coming.
It's coming.
Fast approaching to the station. And so Wesley jumps on top of the guy.
Right.
In between the tracks. Mr. Autry lay on Mr. Holopeter, his heart pounding, pressing him down in a space roughly a foot deep. He said the first train just grazed his calves.
Oh my... His calves?
His calves, yeah.
Where were they?
On top of the guy. The train comes first and it grazed. He must have been lower.
Than his calves?
Than his calves, yeah.
Okay.
The train's brakes screeched, but it could not stop in time. 5 cars rolled overhead before the train stopped. The cars passing by inches from his head, smudging his blue knit cap with grease.
Oh my god.
Wesley says when the train came to a stop, he was beginning to freak out. So I knocked his arm down. So the guy, Mr. Holopeter, starts, because he didn't know what's going on, he's just coming around from a seizure.
Right.
So he starts lifting his hands up.
Shit.
So he says he knocks his arms down. And in his head, this is what he's thinking. He said, I've just saved his life. We're laying in water. I'm trying not to get electrocuted. What do I do? I was like, I pinned him down once. I can pin him down again.
Yeah.
So he just pins him to the tracks. So then obviously he's underneath the tracks. There's people everywhere. They're all screaming. They can't see what's going on. They don't know if they've been crushed or whatever.
Yeah.
So he screams out, "We're okay down here," and then he yells, "I've got 2 daughters up there. Let them know that their father's okay."
Oh my god!
And all he hears is cries of wonder and applause. What an absolute legend!
Goodness me!
He explained how the kid was coming around and feeling really anxious and confused.
Yeah.
And he says to him, "We're underneath the train." And the guy says, "Are we dead? Are we in heaven?"
Oh my god!
And he says, "No." He kept asking if they were dead, if we were in heaven. He said so many times, And then he said he gave him a pinch and said, "Dude, you're very much alive." How crazy is that?
That's mad.
And then it goes on, and it says here that Wesley says, 20 years ago, I was supposed to be at a certain point. And just before he jumped, this one specific moment from his life flashed to mind. So it turns out 20 years previous, Wesley had a gun pulled on him. Wow. And they actually pulled the trigger, and it was a misfire. So he was like, I was spared for a reason. And so in this moment, he was like, I was supposed to be here to save this guy.
That's crazy.
Absolutely amazing. So the power was cut and the workers got them out after 45 minutes. I'm not sure how. I guess they must have rolled the trains forwards. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Holopeta was a student at the New York Film Academy, and he was taken to the nearest hospital, and he just had bumps and bruises.
My goodness.
And Wesley says, I don't feel like I did something spectacular. I just saw someone who needed help. I did what I felt was right. That's what he said. What an absolute legend.
He is, to like leave his 2 young daughters on the platform and jump in front of a moving train. Like not knowing like the distance.
Not knowing the distance.
Because he could have just had his whole back just taken off.
Yeah, or just completely
you wouldn't even
crushed.
Know. Yeah.
It could have been like, like a bit of metal hanging down, would have just cut him in half.
Oh my God.
But yeah, if he hadn't have gone and that guy was still having a seizure underneath, he could have like gone onto the tracks, been electrocuted.
He would have, something devastating would have happened with him, I think,
Unbelievable. I remember hearing that story years ago, and I was just like, that is outrageously selfless.
Did you hear it?
It was on a Radio Lab podcast. I think it was called something like...
Oh shit, we're going to get them for copyright.
Could be.
Great.
A lot of people know this story. It's been told in loads of different outlets and stuff, but this is my version. But off the back of that, Wesley ended up getting the New York City's rare bronze medal.
I was going to say, did he get knighted or anything? Because he should.
So the bronze medal in New York is the highest award conferred upon civilians by New York City.
Wow.
The medal is presented by the mayor to those individuals who have demonstrated exceptional citizenship and outstanding achievement.
Wow, imagine getting that.
There's more. So Autry got a new car, Super Bowl tickets, computers for his daughters.
Amazing.
And his girls' college expenses have been paid for.
Oh, that is so good.
How good is that?
Oh, he deserves all that. I love that. So who's paying for that?
I'm not sure. I didn't have details on who's paid for it, but maybe it was the city of New York.
That's fantastic.
That is just unreal, isn't it?
I think I might have got like the wrong end of the stick with the topic for this podcast. Well, my best one was that IKEA's letting stray dogs sleep on its rugs in the winter.
Oh, I got that one as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, that was my best one.
That was a good one, though.
I liked your story, though.
It's good, isn't it?
It's a very good story.
I just hearing things like that, you just think like, because on that NPR podcast, they sort of ask him, what were you thinking and why did you do it? And he was just like, I just did what anyone else would do, but that's not what a normal person would do.
Nah.
You've got to wonder what you would do in those situations.
Mm-hmm. I would do it if I knew I'd be okay.
Yeah, but you don't know.
No.
You literally don't know.
Well, no, of course.
But I can't imagine seeing someone having a fit and just not doing anything.
Yeah, same. That's so brave, though.
I know.
He deserves everything he gets.
Absolute legend. So yeah, he's working on a book deal, and he's hoping to get a movie as well.
Oh, incredible!
And he wants to. On the interview I was reading, he was like, "I want to team up with Subway." He's like, "We need to do a sandwich. We need to do a collaboration."
Nah! What a business guy!
Yeah, but he still goes to work. He's a construction work, and he's still going to work doing night shifts.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a legend, man!
Brilliant.
Be more like Wesley.
All right, so I'll tell you a little story.
Tell me a story.
And I'm going to call it Toss in a Mill.
Okay.
You'll see, it all comes together. So Leah Rose Figa, she bought a $30 scratchy. Who's spending that money on scratch
I know.
Apart from you.
From America?
From America. Yeah, it's a $1 one. You spend a lot of money on scratch cards, though. We always have beef about it, don't we?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
When's the last time I bought a scratchy? I did spend 100 and...
What?
A friend of mine, me and my mate Gareth...
They're no longer friends. I'm not allowing them to be friends.
He's a good friend. We spent 150 quid on scratch cards, just out of interest.
Oh, my God.
To see what we would win.
You're terrible.
First round, I think we won £110 off 150.
Not bad.
And we were like, well, we've already spent it now, we might as well keep going. So we spent £110 on the next round. I think we won about 80. And then we won 30 on that round, and then 10, and then we were just like, might as well get another one.
So you didn't ever go up past your winnings?
Never.
Yeah, so don't be doing that.
Rule of thumb, don't bother with scratchies.
Bother. Well, I mean, until... If you're Leah Rose, you'd be glad you bothered with the scratchy. So she says, I was in a hurry on my lunch break and I just scratched it off real quick and looked at it and it didn't look like a winner. So I handed it over to the cashier for him to throw it away. So basically, this ticket stayed behind the counter for 10 days. I don't know if it fell behind something or whatnot, but it was never put in the bin. So Abby Shah, who's the son of the store owner, he says, one evening I was going through the tickets from the trash and found out that she didn't scratch a number. So it must have eventually made its way into the trash. I scratched it and under there she had won £1 million. £1 million. $1 million.
I was going to say.
Oh yeah, dollars.
You're switching countries.
Sorry, $1 million. He says, I didn't sleep for 2 nights. My inner soul told me that's not right. You know who the person is that the ticket belongs to.
Oh, so he knew it.
He knew it was
okay,
hers,
yeah.
and you should give it back to them. And that's exactly what he did.
Oh, what a legend!
Leah Rose, she works near the convenience store where she got the ticket. So Abby went over. He told her that his mum and dad would like to see her. So she came over. And when she got there, she couldn't believe what she was hearing. She cried and she hugged the entire family.
Aww.
So the convenience store was called the Diamond Million Store, and they actually get $10,000 commission for selling the winning lottery ticket.
Really?
Which is really cool, yeah.
Happy days.
But Leah, obviously, she got her money and she gave the family an additional award, and she says the rest she's going to save for her retirement.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
You would be like, do I or do I keep it?
No,
do
you
know
couldn't
what I mean?
live with that. I don't think you could live with that.
Oh,
You'd
I do.
forever
I could
feel guilty.
Nah.
You would though, wouldn't you? Because like, I don't know. Because I had this conversation years ago with another friend of mine, Rod, and he said like, imagine one of the best feelings in the world would be if you won the lottery and just gave it to a complete stranger and never told anybody. Because you would know that you've completely changed that person's life.
Yeah.
And to not tell anybody, you're not doing it to sort of show off. It's purely just to be
for
like,
yourself.
I feel great and I know that I know that I've changed their life and I don't need to tell anity.
Yeah.
How amazing would that be? It's kind of similar to what he did, apart from sort of over the internet now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go for that. No, I'll just keep the million.
I've got a couple of stories that have just come to mind. Actually, I'm just going to tell off the top of my head.
Oh, here he goes.
So I don't know I can't remember who told me this, right? Or how true this is.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
But
you're going to tell me now? Don't ask me any questions, because
So this guy, whoever told me this story, this guy was walking on this route, on his normal route, day-to-day route, and he finds this bag, and it was from like, I can't remember what was on the bag, but it was a bag that
had like, a sick story, Craig.
It had an address on it. And so he took it to the local police station and he never checked it, never looked inside.
Yeah.
But it turns out the bag was like old notes that were on their way to be burnt because they were bringing new notes in.
Okay.
And it was like over £1 million worth. Wow. And nobody would have known about it because it was like off to be burnt.
Yeah.
So he could have kept it and been a millionaire, but he handed it in, and then he got like a £10 WH Smith voucher.
Shut up! Are you joking?
Might as well just gobbed in his face.
Oh, you Olive, go buy a pencil.
Go and buy a pack of sharpeners.
I'd throw it back.
Yeah, don't know how true that one is, but
that would be it'd be pretty rough if that was true.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my other story? This is actually an act of kindness from me, my brother, and my mate Rod. Saved 3 people from drowning.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Yeah.
You tell everyone we meet. You're very proud, aren't you?
No, I've never told anyone that.
I'm only joking.
Listen to this, lads.
Right, go on then.
So yeah, we went for a surf, me, my brother and Rod, and as we were getting out, we saw a bunch of people sort of walking towards the water, and this beach, we know it quite well. There's like quite a strong rip up one side of the beach. And Rod was like, I think they're going to go in for a swim, so we should keep an eye on them. And they went exactly where they shouldn't have gone. It's quite a big beach. So we went back down, and Rod took his surfboard. For some reason, me and my brother didn't take ours. And as we looked out, they were caught in the rip, and some of them were already going underwater.
Yeah, like
they'd been there for so long, they started swallowing water. It was really terrifying. So
how old were they?
There was 2 girls and a boy, and they were probably 16, 15 and 16. So Rod paddled out, and he had like a big longboard. So he paddled out, and there was the one girl who was the worst. He dragged her onto his surfboard, and she had like what we say is like she had the hero's rescue. She got on Rod's surfboard, he paddled her back in, and she was safe. And then the other 2 were caught in the rip, and me and my brother had swum out there stupidly. We should have taken boards. Yeah. But because we were calm, we were all right. But they were panicking, so they were like ducking into the water. Yeah. Anyway, we ended up dragging them onto the rocks, and the waves were kind of crashing onto the rocks a little bit. And they like cut their knees up and everything, but we like saved them, but they came away with like cut knees. They didn't have a hero's rescue, but they literally would have drowned.
Oh my God, Craig.
They would have died. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine knowing you've saved those 3 people's lives?
Yeah, it was really strange. It was really surreal though, because I think in a moment like so dramatic like that one on the New York subway, there's loads of witnesses. You know, someone's clearly had their life saved. Yeah. But with that moment, it's like they were literally ducking under. I remember seeing the girl, and she was like going under water. I had to pull her out of the water and drag her to the rocks. And as we sort of walked off, we were like, "You're right," like checking on them and stuff. And they were like, "Yeah." And then they literally like didn't say thanks. They just like walked off and
they're
just
probably embarrassed.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
terrified
what it was.
at the same time. Like, oh my God, like guess get away from this.
Yeah, it must have just been like a little bit of shock. But you know, you think. In those moments, people are like, thank you so much for saving my life. But I guess maybe they think about it now and they're like, shit, remember that time we nearly drowned and we got saved? I'm so glad those
boys were there,
Yeah, crazy, man.
That's scary, babes. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
If I had a medal, I'd give it to you now. That would be the highest honour that you could accept from me. From the Council of Custard. The captain of the bus.
Thanks very much.
So, Aaron Collins. He passed away just 3 weeks after his 30th birthday.
Oh no.
But he left a legacy that has touched thousands of people. I love this. One of his final wishes was to give a waiter or a waitress a $500 tip.
No way.
Yeah. So when his brother Seth fulfilled his wish, giving a waitress $500 at Puccini's in Lexington in Kentucky, he recorded a video and put it onto YouTube. Within days, the video was viewed over 1 million times. And $30,000 has already been donated to continue the cause known as Aaron's Last Wish.
Aww.
So his brother set up like a GoFundMe. There's like $30,000 in there. And on the side of it, you can see all the $500 that they've given to people, because his brother Seth has written on the website, my brother's last wish was that we leave $500 tip for a waiter or waitress. And I want to make sure we do that in all 50 states. So he's gone around and given $500 to all of these waiters and waitresses. I was like crying watching all the videos, but you can see them all and you can donate so that he can carry on doing it, which is really cool. But yeah, imagine that.
That's so cool.
That's somebody's last wish, is to be able to give away that much money to somebody who would need it, you know?
Yeah.
I just thought that was so lovely, and it's still carrying on today. Yeah.
When I hear those things and I hear these stories, I do think like we should do something more, because we've done a bit of charity stuff, and but I feel like we need to do more, just because that when you hear that, it's so infectious, isn't it? That kindness.
That's it.
It's like, what can we do? Like, we love to do something to like help people. Then
it does. It usually starts a trend of anything. Of like, there's people doing this now, and it's mainly that I've read about or seen is YouTubers. They've started doing this thing where they give X amount of money away to people, and those videos do so well, and they're so lovely. And whether or not they're doing that to get the views, or so people are like, oh, you're such a nice guy giving them money, but at the end of the day they're giving money away. So I like it, and I think it's really cool.
It's that weird thing, isn't it? Like, because there's a lot of people who sort of say like, oh, you shouldn't film yourself helping the homeless because are you doing it for clout, or are you doing it because you care? But it's like the knock-on effect is that the people do it. So at the end of the day, you are sort of starting a trend in a way.
Creating a movement.
Yeah, because I remember seeing this TikTok of a girl doing a similar thing where she had like a thing where people donate, and she was getting so much money.
Yes.
And so she would just like meet these random strangers, and I remember watching this one where the guy was like, I can't make my rent. I can't remember how she met him, but she got chatting.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want to give you $1,000. And he was just like, oh my God, he was so overwhelmed and he was so upset and happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, like, why not? Why not have that as a thing? Do you know what I mean? If she's, if she's making money from her page growing or whatever, if she's helping loads of people, why is that not a problem? Why is that a problem that that's a thing,
It's so cool. I would love to do it myself. I just want more people in need to be known, like there should be like I don't know, just think of LinkedIn where you can go in and see people's profiles, and it's like whatever your background story is, and people can just donate to you and just help you out. That should be there's a niche in that, Craig. We should do that.
Well, you do see it a lot, like, these days it's a tough time, especially through COVID and stuff, and I've seen a lot of people in our town, like, passing away too young, and the families can't afford the funeral and things like that, and there's GoFundMes for that, and that's always really nice to see the community get involved and help families out. But we definitely need to do more, don't we? We need to have a think about that.
We need to do more because we can do more, and we would love to do more. We've got a great community. Most of them are listening to this now, and I just think we could do so much more with our community, with our page, with our audience, and the amount of people that follow us. It'd just be great. But I mean, watch this space, because we've got things up our sleeves, haven't we?
A couple of things up the sleeves,
babes. Things, just a little thing called COVID-19 that might be hindering us a little bit for now. But
so if you can just fuck off, then
that'd be great.
We can carry on with our lives. I got another story for you here, which is another beautiful story.
Does it have a title?
No, it doesn't.
Can you just give it one?
A legend lifeguard.
Lovely. Okay, I set the scene. I get it now.
All right, this guy, Anthony Capuano.
Is he a legendary lifeguard?
He is a legendary lifeguard. He's 29 years old. I've kind of given it away, but...
That's okay. Tell the story, babes.
So Hudson Park, New Jersey. 68-year-old Joseph Cadian's car smashes through a barrier and plunges into the Newark Bay's icy waters.
Oh.
Right?
Terrifying. Just a quick thing here. If your car goes off a road or off a bridge or anything, you're heading towards water, open your window. That gives you time. I know the water will come in quicker, but you will be able to smash it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smash what?
The window.
Why do you need to smash it if it's open?
No, even if you open it like an inch.
Okay.
It's easier to smash if it's up fully. I mean, I think that's true.
You've been watching that Survival Channel again. So onlookers are screaming, and someone's actually filming the whole thing on their phone. It's on YouTube, and then you see someone spring into action and dive into the river. So, and this is Anthony. He says, "I hopped over the fence. I took off my leg and swam to the vehicle."
Took off his leg.
He's got a prosthetic leg. Got one leg, mate. Got one leg. Jumps over the barrier.
Oh my god!
Swims towards a vehicle to save someone.
He is a legend.
He is a legend, I told you.
A brave legend.
So it turns out he's a certified swim instructor and lifeguard. Sometimes
it's just in your genes, isn't it? Whenever you do something like that, you feel the need to go and help.
Yeah.
Like if there was a dog attack in a park, I'd be there to go and help. Not because I'm a trained dog guard or whatever, but because I used to do dog grooming. I feel like I understand the animals more than some.
You can whisper to him.
Stop it!
So it says, having one leg did not stop him from diving headfirst to help when a vehicle plunged into the water.
Incredible. So
Capuano could have been seen within seconds, making it all the way to the sinking vehicle. So when he gets there, Joseph's in the driver's seat, and he says to Anthony, "I can't swim," and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm a lifeguard."
They're just the words you want to hear.
Exactly.
You don't want to hear. Don't worry, I'll help you. Don't worry, there's $1 million out there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like £1. You want to hear, don't worry, I'm a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
But he's trying to explain to him how to float because he said I can't swim. So he's trying to say, lay back, put your head out of the water. But he was panicking so much that his body was really locked up.
Yeah.
So Anthony just grabs him and pulls him out of the car. Pulls him through the window of the car.
Nice.
Seconds later, car goes, mate.
Just goes straight
Dips into the water like you see on the films. So, yeah, it turns out he's a trained swimmer and managed to pull the driver out and back to the shore as others stood by waiting to help, and the SUV became submerged underwater.
Mad.
Bystanders called Capuano and other Good Samaritans heroes. So yeah, he went in first, and then there was 2 other people he called his mate in to help him.
Yeah.
But he lost his leg 12 years prior in an accident on a train track.
Really?
Which is crazy. And he says here, which is a great quote, he says, "To all my fellow amputees out there, I would just say, don't let anything stop you." What a legend, man.
Should we cry together?
It's proper emotional, this one, isn't it?
That's lovely.
I just love that. I love it when people are just so selfless and they just like they literally put their lives on the line to save other people.
But it's like bravery as well, isn't it? Like full on bravery.
I think in his case it's bravery, but also having the right skills.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With the train, when that's like a freak scenario, but he's like, I know what to do.
I've got this. I've got you. Yeah.
But also, there's a car. Do you know what I mean? You don't have a car in a swimming pool when you're trying to teach people. They just pulled him out. The guy, he's a big fella as well, this Joe guy.
And to do all that with one leg as well. One leg. Because he would have had the other one off.
Absolute legend. So good, isn't it?
We should press stop a minute. We'll have a little cry, then we'll come back.
Cry, okay. We're both on the verge of crying anyway, basically.
We'll have a little jelly and then we'll come back. So I just want to take a minute to thank my man Martin Agee. So he's a volunteer at the ASPCA, which is an animal rescue centre.
Oh, that's nice.
When he walks in, the dogs get really excited. Not because he's got food, but because he's got a violin.
No way.
So they're in for a belter of a treat when he comes in and starts to play. Martin has been a violinist who's played for over 40 Broadway cast albums, including The Colour Purple and West Side Story. So he's a good guy. He's obviously a really good violinist. He is also a volunteer at the ASPCA, and when he's not busy rehearsing or performing, he plays soothing classical music for dogs recovering from abuse.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, often at times within 30 seconds a group of 4 or 5 dogs will all be curled up on their beds in front, quietly listening and watching him play.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
It says, it really amazes me to see this.
That's so nice, isn't it?
Wonderful. He just spends his time just playing music for the dogs.
What a legend.
I know, so lovely.
Love that. Did you hear about that guy who's like a master musician? And he goes to the subway in New York, and he like dresses like he's not homeless, but like he's a busker. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't dress in like a fancy tuxedo. And he takes this violin, which is like super rare. It's like worth about $100,000.
Wow, really?
And he's playing this like incredible music, and it was kind of like a social experiment to see who would notice, and who wouldn't, and people just walking past. He's like literally plays to like he's played in the Sydney Opera House and all these incredible places all over the world. And he's in the subway and people just walking past, not paying any attention.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So next time you see a busker,
yes,
sit and listen. I always stop for buskers.
You do, don't you? You always film them and put them on our Instagram story as well.
I do, yeah.
If they're good.
Only if they're
Obviously
good,
not Karaoke Mike that sits by JD and he's got one of those little wow, 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 like microphones.
Wow, mics, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really appreciate buskers. I know they're out there trying to make some cash, but you hear some beautiful voices and like really talented people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always make sure I stop. Free music, mate.
I'm pretty sure James Arthur was a busker before.
Yeah, he was.
There's probably a load more people that were buskers before they were famous, you know?
Yeah.
And they got caught for their talent.
Yeah, mad skills.
I love that.
It's not free music. Always put money in.
Yes, always.
So it's not.
Just a pound.
I got another story here, which is mad. It's a quick one. Did you hear about the crowd of Londoners that worked together to lift up a bus with a cyclist trapped underneath it in May 2015?
They lifted up a bus.
It is mental. There's a video on YouTube.
Is there?
There's about 100 Londoners that run in. There's a guy trapped underneath a bus. I'll read this little section here. It says, incredible footage of the incident was posted on YouTube after around 100 commuters came to victim Anthony Shields' aid. Shields had been riding a unicycle when he was hit by the number 212 bus in Walthamstow, East London. Witness Kyra Sam told the Evening Standard, I'm really amazed at the strength of Walthamstow. Oh,
who's that now?
Yeah.
Oh, can you see that there?
What a legend.
For everybody watching, for everyone listening to the podcast, there's a guy outside with a sign that he's just written saying, "You are our heroes."
What a
We have a
legend.
big cry. All right, you're going to have to press stop so we can go and see him, Craig.
Okay.
1 sec.
Lovely to meet you, John.
Oh, guys, so nice. We love it when people stop and say hello, when
Yeah.
they're wonderful people.
John and Julie, thanks so much for stopping and saying hello. So back to the Londoners lifting the bus off someone.
Yeah.
So there's a witness, Kyra Sam. She said, "I'm really amazed at the strength of Walthamstow." I think that's how you say it. "No one hesitated to push the bus off. I was in shock. Everyone really came together to help. It was really nice to see that in the face of something so awful." Shields spent a month in the Royal London Hospital and was at risk of losing his foot, but later recovered. He said he had been moved to tears by the footage of his rescue.
Oh my God, I bet.
It is unbelievable. It's only like a short-ish clip, but
Yeah.
you can see a double-decker London red
Is it a
bus.
double-decker?
It's one of the massive ones, and there's 100 people, and they're just going push, push, and the bus is just going up and down, up
Oh
and
my
down.
God.
And I think they eventually managed to drag him out from underneath.
Oh my God.
Absolutely mental.
Imagine being the first person to, I'm going to lift this. Right, who's in?
Who's in? Yeah.
You'd be like, John, look, get everybody.
John, Steve, Clive, come on, Nigel.
Someone's got to be called Steve. Steve? Yeah, Steve, come and help. Madness.
Unbelievable.
Wonderful. I love it. I love stories like that. They just make me feel so lovely, and like it restores my faith in humanity.
It really does, and I don't know why. Like, we were always talking about doom and gloom, aren't we? Like dark
Always.
stuff, and I always
Well,
come
a lot
away
of
like,
things
oh.
are like even the news, because it's dramatised and everybody
Yeah.
gets hooked on. Oh God, what's happening
Yeah,
now with
like the
COVID?
scariness of it. Yeah.
So to hear lovely things is so out of the ordinary.
We
really.
probably should have left this for episode 10, really, shouldn't we? Not 9.
It's a bit late for that now. I've got one little story left. It's about a 7-year-old boy named Chase from the United Kingdom. He sent a birthday letter to his late father. It was addressed to heaven.
Oh.
So not knowing much about the exact location, Jace wrote on the envelope, "Mr. Postman, can you please take this to heaven for my dad's birthday?" Much to Jace's surprise, he got a response from the Royal Mail a few weeks later.
No way.
The Royal Mail's Assistant Delivery Officer Manager, Sean Milligan, assured Jace that his letter had been delivered successfully, writing, "I will continue to do all I can to ensure delivery to heaven safely."
Oh, that's
Jace's
so
mother
kind.
posted about her son's excitement on a Facebook post that went viral. She says, "I actually cannot state how emotional he is knowing his dad got his card. Royal Mail, you have just restored my faith in humanity."
That's amazing.
Isn't that lovely?
But when he gets older, he knows the truth.
Don't be butting this story, Craig. That was a lovely thing to do for a 7-year-old boy. Obviously, in time, he'll understand that
Be
Santa
like
Claus...
suing the Royal Mail for lying to him.
Oh, that would be horrible.
It's actually been brilliant finding these stories, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I hope you've all enjoyed all these great selfless acts. And I honestly feel like we need to have a sit back and figure out how we can help more in the world
That's it.
and put the kindness out there, babes.
Definitely. I know. I just wrote through a few more down because I went through so many stories today. I was like, oh, we haven't got enough time to talk about them all. But other acts of kindness stories that I found online this morning are a judge giving a drug dealer a challenge to turn his life around. And the next time he saw him in his courtroom, it was because he was somebody's lawyer.
No way.
So he had given him, he said, he will either be sentenced to 20 years or you can go away and I challenge you to do something with your life. The next time he saw him, he was somebody's lawyer.
That's mad.
Which is really cool, and that was really kind of the judge to be like, you can do more with your life, you know, and give him that opportunity. Another one, dry cleaning. It isn't clear who started the trend, but many have followed since. Of dry cleaners putting signs in their window offering free dry cleaning for unemployed people who have an interview.
Oh, that's
so they can
cool.
have their suits dry cleaned for free to go, which is lovely.
That's really
And I
nice.
love that started a movement, and lots of places now do that.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. If you've got
We
a
should have
suit.
told him that in a laundrette earlier.
We should have.
Can you just do all this washing? We got an interview later.
Obviously the IKEA one where they're letting stray dogs sleep on their rugs this winter.
That's really nice.
Just melted my heart.
So tell the full story of that.
You go.
So the IKEA in Catania in Italy.
Is that
That's
what
where
it was?
Yeah. So they're letting stray dogs through their doors to keep on the rugs. The Swedish furniture store opened its doors to all dogs this winter, with customers and employees welcoming their presence in the display living rooms.
Oh my god, the display rooms. And they're amazing
that
as well.
That would be the most popular IKEA going if they did that.
Imagine they let us in there with a camera. We could do like January to December calendar of all these dogs in IKEA. That would have been a bestseller.
Yeah, that would have been class.
That would have been really good. And the last one I've got is that thousands of people sent one boy a birthday card because none of his friends showed up to his birthday party.
I remember hearing that one. It broke my heart, that did.
So many people showed them, which was just so lovely. But yeah, so February the 17th is Random Act of Kindness Day. But because that isn't today, we just got to pretend that it is today, okay?
Okay.
So before we leave you today, have a think about your own kindness and how you can help the world. Think about smiling at people more in the street, at the supermarket, stop to help someone out, maybe volunteer, donate to charity, give a compliment, lend somebody something, maybe buy the next person in the queue their coffee.
That's a good one.
That's the thing that's going around London at the moment, I think, is paying it forward. I think that's the term used. So you pay it forward, like you get a free coffee off somebody, you do it for the next person, la la la, which is really cool. So yeah, it just makes people smile and makes people feel cared for. So it will also make you feel like a wonderful human being too. And with this usually creates the movement, and they'll want to feel good too, and they'll go, oh, Craig did that was lovely. I want to do something like that, you know? So they'll jump on it and they'll want to feel good too.
It's like they always say, like, love is the highest vibration.
Yeah.
And like when you think about doing something like that for somebody, you feel so good. Like, just think about that. Think about going and buying someone's coffee that's behind you. Like imagine someone did that for you. You'd be like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's so out of the norm for people to be so kind like that.
Yeah.
But why aren't people, I know everyone can't afford to go and buy everyone coffees, but even just small things like giving people compliments.
Smiling, waving.
Yeah.
It is
making
nice.
The world a better place.
So to those of you that are watching this, you are beautiful, you are kind, you're amazing, and you're simply the best at being you. And never forget that.
That's lovely, babes.
In a world where you can be anything, Craig, always be kind.
Always be kind, yeah. It's so simple, isn't it? It's so simple to be kind. It doesn't matter what you're doing as well. Like, you could be in a job where you have to give people parking tickets. You can still be kind about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can be kind in whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So, hope that's a good takeaway. Finishing off this podcast with a belter of a Would You Rather.
Oh, I forgot about this. I was kind of hoping in a world where you can be anything, be kind. See you next week would round it off, but I completely forgot about this.
I'm going to lower the tone a bit now then. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Would you rather have a 10-inch long belly button that swayed to music?
What? Say that again.
Would you rather have a 10-inch long belly button that swayed to music?
I thought I heard that.
Or accordion legs?
Oh, the belly buttons. Gotta be fun. Because you'd never be dancing alone then, would you? If you've got the moves, it's got the moves.
Imagine that though, 10 inches, and every time there's music on, it's just like swaying about.
Look at Amy and her belly button. Look at them dancing up there.
Or imagine you had accordion legs.
No,
here comes the party.
Nah, that'd be annoying. It's not a trumpet, it's accordion.
How do they sound like?
Oh.
You sound like that anyway,
The ones
though.
you pull in and pull out,
Oh, yeah.
And they're really, no offence to the street people, but they can be sometimes annoying.
You're not being
I'm
kind.
not being kind.
Be kind. They're out there trying to make a living.
Accordion legs, please drive. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. How about I choose the belly button and I give the person behind me the accordion legs? So I'm still giving. It's a donation thing. It's a kindness thing.
Fair enough. You get away with that.
Thank you.
Finishing off this podcast with a riddle. This is a bit of a tough one.
Oh, for God's sake.
But if you're smart and you think about it, you could get this.
Do you think I'm smart? Yeah.
What is 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 2/4 goat?
Katsu curry in Philippines.
What? So Amy hasn't got this week's riddle.
Hang on a minute. Is it an animal? Like,
no, it's not an animal.
What,
no.
Is it like a dish?
No, it's not a dish. It's nothing to do with food.
Hang on, give it to me one more time.
What is 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 2/4 goat? Think about it.
This is gonna hurt. Like, I have no idea. Like, I don't even know. I thought that was like a meal that they served in the Philippines.
No, it's not.
With cat and goat. What?
If anybody gets this and DMs us on Instagram,
Oh.
you are a legend. So this is the penultimate episode. We're coming back next week with the final episode where we will be saying who's won the King in It merchandise.
That's right. I love giving stuff away because I'm so kind, Craig.
We're so kind.
I'm so kind.
Just giving freebies. All you have to do is give us a rating of 5 star.
5 stars.
We don't give out. We're not kind to people who give us 4 stars.
No. I'll find you on Facebook because I got my Facebook now because I got Surfshark. I'll find you and I will come for you.
Get him in. Get him.
Get him.
So that is it for this week's podcast, lads. Thanks so much for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, press the subscribe button. If you're listening, thanks so much.
Thank you. Leave us a review. That would be great. Now, always remember, guys, no matter what world you're ruling, make it a kind one. Does that make sense?
No.
That'll do. 1, 2, 3,
Bye.
bye.
That'll do.